Here's a summary of the conversation between Jordan Peterson and Michael Shellenberger, discussing the dawn of transparency featuring Elon, Musk, Trump, and Kennedy.
Michael Shellenberger has been assessing Elon Musk's work, deconstructing UED, and exploring the rise of new conservative or traditionalist populism. The conversation shifted with a discussion about the historic election, the change in the media environment, and the new national conservative case, which includes concerns about mass migration and the defense of free speech.
One of the key points discussed was the importance of free speech, with Jordan Peterson emphasizing that it's not just a nice to have, but a must have.
Michael Shellenberger mentioned that Vice President J.D. Vance gave a major speech at the Munich Security Summit, articulating the new national conservative case and emphasizing the importance of free speech.
The conversation also touched on the differences between Western and Eastern Europe, with Jordan Peterson sharing his experiences traveling in Europe and meeting with thought leaders. He noted that Eastern Europe is a different bunch, with countries like Hungary and Poland being dedicated supporters of the Western tradition and the U.S.
Michael Shellenberger discussed the role of technology in facilitating Elon Musk's work and the need for the U.S. to move fast and break things to bring about change. He also mentioned that the agency's tactics and strategies were used against Trump and his supporters, and that the subsequent research and scholarship have shed light on the agency's activities. The conversation then shifted to the topic of foreign aid and its effectiveness.
Jordan Peterson noted that many people believe that foreign aid is counterproductive and that it's harder to do good with money than it is to invest it wisely.
Michael Shellenberger agreed that foreign aid can be problematic and that it's often used as a tool of political influence, rather than a genuine effort to help people. The conversation also touched on the topic of abortion and the importance of supporting women who are considering their options.
Jordan Peterson and Michael Shellenberger discussed the work of Preborn, an organization that provides compassionate care and essential support to women who are considering abortion.
Michael Shellenberger argued that human economic development and prosperity come from within, through core values such as delayed gratification, hard work, saving, and healthy relationship.
Jordan Peterson chimed in, discussing the importance of integration rather than sublimation in achieving success and happiness.
The conversation then turned to the topic of masculinity, with Michael Shellenberger discussing the 3 levels of masculinity outlined by Harvey Mansfield in his book, Manliness. These levels are weak men, strong men, and gentlemen. Gentlemen, on the other hand, have the power of strong men but use it to protect others and uphold universal rules. The conversation also touched on the derangement of institutions, particularly in the wake of the election of Trump. Michael Shellenberger argued that this derangement led to an abuse of power by the deep state, which sought to undermine democracy and attack free speech.
Jordan Peterson hoped that Trump's new version is not the same man he was 8 years ago. He noted that Trump has a seriousness of intent that wasn't there before, which he thinks comes from being tried in the fire. Peterson also mentioned that Trump's narcissism is not as pronounced as he thought, citing Trump's ability to share the stage with Elon Musk and Robert Kennedy. Michael Shellenberger agreed with Jordan Peterson's assessment of Trump's narcissism. He noted that Trump's ability to work with others, such as Kennedy and Musk, is a positive sign. Peterson also mentioned J.D. Vance as an interesting choice for vice president, citing his intelligence, competence, and dynamism.
The conversation then turned to the topic of populism, with Michael Shellenberger saying that it's not just about being anti-elite, but about being pro-nation. He noted that nationalism is fundamentally democratic and that it's about binding people together as a nation.
Jordan Peterson agreed, saying that the problem with the intelligent and self-satisfied is the problem of pride. He emphasized that there's no correlation between IQ and conscientiousness, and that intelligence and wisdom are not the same thing.
Michael Shellenberger pointed out that the revolution is coming from the nation-state and binding people together as a nation. He noted that nationalism is not just about being anti-elite, but about being pro-nation. The conversation also touched on the topic of the World Economic Forum and its role in shaping global policies. Michael Shellenberger argued that the WEF has lost its credibility and that it's run by a cartoon character villain.
Jordan Peterson agreed, saying that the WEF is a symbol of the globalist vision that has stripped nations of their core meanings and traditions. He noted that this has led to a sense of soullessness and disconnection.
Michael Shellenberger expressed his faith in human life and the importance of affirming human dignity. He believes that Western liberal democratic civilization has been the high point of human achievement, and that the alternative is a Hobbesian world of might makes right.
Jordan Peterson agreed with Shellenberger's assessment, noting that the current movement towards nationalism and conservatism is a reaction against the excesses of globalism and the erosion of national identities.
Michael Shellenberger emphasized that the founders of the U.S. were hardcore in their demand for democracy and free speech. He noted that the establishment has forgotten this and has turned on its own people.
Jordan Peterson pointed out that the commitment to free speech is a reflection of the Christian insistence that the word is divine. He emphasized that we cast ourselves and our societies into being through truthful and honest speech. The conversation was a thought-provoking discussion about the current state of affairs and the need for a more nuanced and sophisticated approach to governance. It highlighted the importance of free speech, nationalism, and the need for a return to first principles. To access the complete 16-minute summary and unlock detailed insights for each topic discussed in the video, please subscribe to Quick Podcast Summaries on Spotify and Apple Podcasts with free trial, and later, just for the price of candy in most places. Happy listening!